The Linguistic Landscape as a Tool for ESL and EFL Teaching by Laura Valle, University of Texas at San Antonio. What is the linguistic landscape? It is the language of public road signs, advertising billboards, street names, place names, commercial shop signs, and public signs on government buildings, which combine to form the linguistic landscape of a given territory, region, or urban agglomeration. Since this seminal paper in 1997, there has been a proliferation of research that has served to support the hypotheses that the linguistic landscape is a separate and important sociolinguistic variable on its own, especially in multilingual settings. So why study the linguistic landscape with ESL and EFL teaching? Using environmental print as a resource for literary teaching has long been established in the English language pedagogy with monolingual language learners. Yet the use of it in the ESL or EFL context has barely been explored. Question: how can ESL and EFL teachers use the linguistic landscape as a pedagogical tool with beginning as well as advanced English language learners? There have been several papers that have supported the use of this in second language acquisition. Sanoz and Gorder, 2008, Sayer, 2010, Malinowski, 2015, Cernanduli, 2014. Each of these researchers provided both the theoretical background and support as well as templates which SLA teachers could use in an ESL or EFL setting. It is especially useful because it is usually multimodal and it combines visual and print items and is often multilingual. Cern and Dooley were explicit and suggested that uses with beginner as well as advanced students using the 4 resources model. The 4 resources model consists of code breaking, text participation, text use, and text analysis. Code breaking is when the student identifies and understands the orthographic code. In text participation, students can practice meaning making based on prior knowledge. And in text use, they can engage in activities surrounding the text in the community. And in text analysis, they can critically analyze the social meanings of the language they encounter. There were 2 research projects that described actual implementation of projects beyond just the theoretical, as these 4 research studies did. Rowland worked with English language learners in Japan, and he analyzed the project from a discourse analysis perspective and suggested that projects such as these can help to increase students' multiliteracy skills and raise their understanding of language codes and symbolism. Linguistic landscape as a theme in the literature, although it's been around since 1997, it didn't really take off until 2014. In 2015, they got their own dedicated journal called Linguistic Landscape. There were 2 previous comprehensive reviews of the literature in 2007 and 2013. So for the remainder of my literature review, I just focused on several papers that were published from 2014 to 2017. And within this field, I found 4 themes related to identity, power, language policies, and language boundaries. In languages identity issues, the main theme was English being used as a way to index a modern identity or glamour and success. In power issues, English was seen as a lingua franca in multilingual settings, and there was some analyses of the status of minority language groups in multilingual settings. In language policy issues, there were some issues related to monolingual versus multilingual country policies and what the landscape looked like in comparison to that. And in language boundaries, there was some discussion about lexical borrowings from English into other languages and the fluid nature of language boundaries. Most of the research has been focused around the issues surrounding societal multilingualism and the global spread of English. However, Gorder suggests the need for a move away from strictly exploratory and descriptive studies to more quantitative research in this field, and the need for more replication of previous studies and more replicable studies. How can ESL and EFL teachers use the linguistic landscape as a pedagogical tool with beginning as well as advanced English language learners? Teachers can use the themes to engage students with critical discourse analysis regarding the usage of English in their community and beyond. The literature also suggests that there are multiple areas of overlap between the themes of globalization, identity, power, and politics with regards to English and the languages they come into contact with in the world. Some questions for future research I identified are, do ESL or EFL students benefit more from the use of the linguistic landscape? And do beginners or advanced students benefit more? I also think that we need to expand our knowledge on the specific ways that the linguistic landscape can be used to increase students' language awareness and pragmatic competence. And finally, the second language acquisition pedagogy and research should search for further ways to incorporate multimedia analysis and expand the boundaries of the linguistic landscape definition into the agenda. Thank you.